Ranking challenge. It's where everybody.
Okay, once again, anybody else besides me feeling traumatized by this election season?
Yes.
It's been rough, hasn't it? Yeah, well, 52% of American adults report feeling significantly stressed by this election, and it's run us down. It's been vicious. This is the kind of thing that, you know, it erodes your faith in humanity. It makes you question your own values and wonder who your friends really are. And, you know, who the people you thought were your friends, maybe now you're not their friend. That's what I'm seeing. So have any of you seen offensive things come up in your social media recently from people you thought you understood? Surprising sometimes. I think that it turns out some people are even surprised at the intensity of their own reactions and the rage that it brings up. And it's because the things that we're dealing with are cutting to the core of our moral values and our belief system. You know, should we allow immigration, have open borders, or should we build a wall? I mean, that's pretty serious stuff. We're not even respecting our police officers anymore. Who can we trust? Are some people's lives more valuable than others? Do children, unborn babies even have any rights at all? These things get people pretty upset. Since the turn of the century, suicides are up by 24% in some demographics. In one demographic, the one that I fit in, 63% increase. Scary. Antidepressant use has doubled since 1999, and I know a lot of those are valid people with major depression, but 2/3 of prescriptions for antidepressants are given to people who've never been diagnosed with depression. This is the serious depression. This isn't the kind of stuff that's just going to go away. This is like a poison that it eats into our hearts, drags our souls down, and drags us into the mud. It creates anger and depression and violence, hatred. This isn't going to just go away by a night out with friends and a trip to Disneyland. This is going to take something more serious. But there is an antidote to the poison. And we can transform moral distress into moral elevation. The antidote is kindness. Elder M. Russell Ballard said, "There's power in our love for God and for His children, and when that love is tangibly manifest in millions of acts of Christian kindness, it will sweeten and nourish the world with the life-sustaining nectar of faith, hope, and charity." We can change the world with kindness. In fact, small acts of kindness can have a profound effect on the person who receives it and elevate their outlook for years. In December of 1988, I was 8 months pregnant with my third child. I decided to take the kids Christmas shopping, so I took my 3-year-old Mark, my 13-month-old Lindsay, and we went into the mall with Lindsay in the stroller, and of course Mark, who's 3, will not get in the stroller. He insists on walking. So we walked into the mall, and it's pretty empty because it just opened, and he bolts straight up the stairs. And I'm standing there, I can't run after him because 8-month belly, and I got a 1-year-old in a stroller, I can't leave her behind. So I'm standing there yelling, "Come here this minute!" I did not know what I was going to do. What would you do? What would you do?
Ask the first available person. Could you grab them?
Okay, well, I was getting to the point where I think I'm going to have to find somebody to call mall security and lock down the whole mall and inconvenience everybody. And just about that moment, a grandmother who thinks like Marlo walked around the corner, scooped him up from behind, and stepped right under the escalator and glided down and brought him to me. I think I took his hand and we marched right back to the car and went home. But you know, I was thinking that little thing that she did, she didn't even go out of her way. She just took care of the problem, went on her way, probably forgot about it 10 minutes later. But that experience changed me. And it's helped me become more aware and more motivated to help others and offer assistance when I see somebody in a little bit of need. when I looked into this about kindness and how it can affect people, I discovered that there are literally dozens of organizations and foundations with websites all dedicated to promoting kindness as a cure for what ails the world. And there's literally dozens more than this. This is just a sampling. And science is getting in on the act. They're gathering data that proves what Christians have always known, that love is the answer, that love can overcome hatred and anxiety, violence, depression, and all sorts of problems. Let's watch this video from Kindness Revolution. Not that one, this one. There we go. No sound.
The group. That behavior can spread from person to person to person, and soon the whole group is more likely to exhibit that same behavior. It's like a super interesting, hot area of research right now is trying to understand what is going
I
on
see it.
and how you explain that.
It'll switch now. Shoot, I tried to tinker with it.
We, I believe, are in the midst of a revolution. We've had 20 years of massive self-interest that has gotten us into a lot of deep trouble. And we've had financial collapses, standing ozone problems in the sky, and global warming. And the revolution is reorienting toward kindness as a way to solve some of these problems.
Sorry about that. He said we are oriented toward kindness at the end. That's hard to understand. Kindness is good medicine. Albert Schweitzer said, now it's not responding.
We, I believe, are in the midst of a revolution. We've had 20 years of massive self-interest that has gotten us into a lot of deep trouble. And we've had financial collapses, standing ozone problems in the sky, and global warming. And the revolution is reorienting toward kindness as a way to solve some of these problems.
So as I was saying, Albert Schweitzer says, as the sun makes ice melt, kindness causes misunderstanding, mistrust, and hostility to evaporate. A study shows that people who engage in more acts of kindness throughout the day report fewer negative emotions. There we go. All right then. Kindness also has physical benefits. Kindness increases oxytocin, energy, pleasure, serotonin, lifespan, and happiness. Increases your lifespan up to 44%. At the same time, kindness decreases pain, stress, anxiety, depression, and lowers blood pressure. So kindness is contagious. I think you all know It's a Wonderful Life. Almost time to watch it. Have you all seen it?
Oh, yeah.
So, toward the end of the movie, Christmas Eve, and George Bailey is in big financial trouble. And he's worried about that he might go to jail. Does anybody know what this scene is about? Can you see it clearly enough?
Everybody's bringing in money.
Yeah, see, they're dumping out their jars full of money to help him. And everybody came and shared their piggy banks and their jars of money. Anybody remember the movie well enough to know why? Why would they do that for him?
Because he helped them over many years to get into homes.
And all through the movie, he's doing good deeds for people. This gentleman here is Mr. Gower, the pharmacist who almost gave a poison to a family, and George saved him from that. So just so many things that he did that helped people want to be nice for him. That's called moral elevation. And what moral elevation is that when you witness a kind act or you are a recipient of it, it motivates you to act altruistically and do kind deeds yourself. This is Josh. At his previous school, Josh was severely bullied. So he transferred to this school, and from the first day, he resolved that he was going to be different. So he started by holding the door open and greeting everybody with good morning. At first, people thought it was really strange and thought it was weird, but as he kept doing it day after day, they got used to it and they started to look forward to seeing him and having a cheerful greeting in the morning. And then other people started holding doors open. And then as it went on, people started doing other kinds of acts of kindness, and Josh started making friends and becoming more popular, and he eventually was elected homecoming king. And just one act of kindness changed his whole life and how he felt about himself, and it changed everybody around him. Later on, he was invited to share his story at other schools and teach them how kindness can change lives. There's no such thing as a small act of kindness. Every act creates ripples with no logical end. For example, this is Hildy Back. She was a Swedish retired teacher, and she decided to pledge $15 a month to support a boy in Kenya. Now, because of that $15 a month scholarship, he was able to, instead of working in the fields his whole life, he was able to go to school, and he excelled. And he went on to Harvard, and then he started a nonprofit and was able to help children in Kenya go to school. He petitioned the Swedish embassy to meet his benefactor, and when he met Hildy, he decided to name his foundation the Hildy Back Education Fund, and he's since helped over 500 children go to school. So there's no telling where those ripples will spread to, and how many people will they help. Kindness really is contagious. Elder Rosalind and Russell Ballard counseled us that in your morning prayer each new day, ask Heavenly Father to guide you to recognize an opportunity to serve one of His precious children. Then go throughout the day with your heart full of faith and love, looking for someone to help. You will discover opportunities to serve that you never before realized were possible. Now, I know that you are all already oriented toward kindness. Just the fact that you're here willing to support me proves it. And I appreciate it more than you know. But our people are in trouble. Just with the evidence that we're seeing in the news today, that it's bad. There's a lot of problems going on. I think we need to step up our kindness and be more intentional about starting ripples of kindness. And it just so happens that Sunday, November 13th, this coming Sunday, is World Kindness Day. So I want to challenge you to take an opportunity and make some little cards. It has a little quote from Princess Diana and an invitation to pay it forward. There's 60 of these, so you can each take 4 or 5. I would like to challenge you, hit the black button. There we go. I would like to challenge you to think of some ways over the next couple of days that you can start a ripple of kindness. And then ask that person, give them a card, and challenge them to pay it forward. Let's see if we can make a difference. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to make some cookies. We've got brand new neighbors on both sides. And maybe I'll make some for the people across the street while I'm at it. And that'll be something I could do. What are some things you could do? This is an answer you've given in primary and Relief Society lots of times. So what kind of things could you do to start a ripple of kindness?
Just somebody's having a rough time, just listen to them.
That's
Let them
excellent.
vent.
Just listen. Anything else? Oh, one time I was putting my groceries away, and I happened to notice the lady in the next car was just finishing up. So as I took my card, I said, "Here, I'll take yours too." And she just stood there with her mouth open like she couldn't believe it. Just a little act of kindness like that caused me no trouble at all. So we can just, if you could think of some things that you could go out of your way to do, and then maybe take some cards and just carry them around with you as you go about whatever you usually do, and watch for opportunities to lend a helping hand. So, just one parting thought, how wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single minute before starting to improve the world. That's Anne Frank. And from her position, that really means a lot from her confinement. And I just want to say that let's go out and start some ripples. Let's see if we can help restore the people's faith in humanity. Thank you.